Hey guys, and welcome back to a brand new video and another episode of my MotoGP 18 career mode. And today we are here for round number 4 of the championship for the Spanish Grand Prix at Jerez. But if you guys did miss the last episode at USA, then do check that one out by clicking the card in the top right hand corner of your screen. And if you do want to get up to speed, there is a full playlist link down below in the description exactly to see how we got to this point. Even if you just want to watch the first 3 races, there is a big change in this episode, guys. It's been the title of the last 2 videos. You've seen 108% AI, you've seen 110, and for this one we're going all the way. We are on 120% AI and we are maxing it out. So I'm not really sure what to expect in this one now. We might have to true Aprilia performance. We'll have to wait and see. It's going to be an interesting challenge. And in terms of the bike development for this race, we do have an upgrade on the brakes, on the aggression to increase the brakes. To increase the bike's braking power, if I can get my words out properly. So yeah, going to this race, I'm looking forward to it as I accidentally exit the career menus there. It's going to be an interesting one. Jerez is a track that I've gone well at before, and I'm hoping it can be good for us again. After that, we do go to Le Mans, Mugello, and the sort of tracks that I quite enjoy. Jerez is one that I do enjoy, but I don't know why, I've never really 100% warmed to it, even though, like I said, I've gone pretty well around there. But just to confirm, to show you guys, as you can see, we have 120% AI maxed out with all the assists off and running the full simulation. So let's see what happens. It's going to be an interesting one, and I cannot wait to delve into it and see exactly what our pace is like on the hardest difficulty on this game. So with that being said, let's get into qualifying for the Spanish Grand Prix. Right then, 120 AI seems to be okay so far because we've got ourselves straight into Q2 after a couple of laps in practice and also completing the development test. So that is a very positive sign and good news that we still have good pace. I was fastest in practice 1 quite comfortably. I've got a good reference lap time, so I know exactly where I need to be and what lap times I'm looking for. So hopefully we can match that here in Q2, but I definitely feel confident we can still push here and have a good result in qualifying. Current lap time from Dov is a 36.0, my best is a 34.9, but as we know from the last episode, the AI seem to find a lot of time when the session ends, so we're not going to use that as a reference. We probably will go fastest on this first attempt, but let's see what happens. The final corner has been a pretty straightforward lap, to be honest with you. I think I'm probably going to go fastest quite easily, and so 35.0, there we go, that wasn't even really pushing. So let's see if these guys improve it, as I've got turn 1 completely wrong. Let's see if they do improve in these last 5 minutes or so. Right, last attempt. Let's make this one count. The AI, I'm expecting them to improve on this lap, so we need to improve ourselves. At the final corner, it's been a very sweet lap, this one, and it's a 34.2, I think it was. Absolutely dominant, really getting hammered down there. Will that be pole? Let's wait and find out, but that felt good, and yes it is. There you go, comfortably pole by 1.2 seconds. Marcus did improve to 35.4 in the end, so that would have been very close to my lap, but I still put the hammer down at the end, and wow, I'm a little bit shocked how quick I am on 120. I don't know if this is just a one-off track, but that is incredible pace, and I'm not going to complain. We've dominated qualifying, and hopefully we can do the same in the race.
The cameras are accompanying us on a tour of their favourite riders for today's MotoGP race. We can't make predictions, but judging from the extremely competitive qualifying sessions, we're sure we're going to see a fantastic show.
Indeed we are. Hopefully it could be the first ever win in the Premier class. There is Scott Redding, my teammate. We are starting from pole position, guys, and it's looking very, very good for us this race. If there's ever a chance I'm going to convert a pole, it could be this one. Let's get the tyres on the bike. I'm going to go for the hards, take no risks, make sure we get it all perfect. And this is the only issue. We have to get a good start. I haven't really found a proper consistency to my starts yet. I think I might have found something in the last episode, so I'm going to try again here today. But realistically, it's a very short run to turn one. So even though the damage that may occur might be little, you know, it's all about a good acceleration and a good start here. Because if I have a bad start and I get put on the outside line through 1 and 2, then I'm in trouble. So we need to try and get the best start possible. So the pressure is still on, and then we can take it from there and try and manage the race. But anyway, enough rambling on. Let's get into the race. Round number 4 for the Spanish Grand Prix.
Just a few moments to go until the start of the Spanish Grand Prix. These riders know it will be vitally important to take the first curve perfectly.
Right, let's get the assist turned off and get ready for the 5 red lights here at Jerez, and we are underway. Oh, that's not too bad actually. Pretty nice start. I've had a much worse than that. Into turn 1, looking for the outside, a little bit wide. That's going to allow some guys at my inside here. Into turn 2, got to be careful. I think that's Jack Miller. Yeah, Jack Miller off to an incredible start there as Valentino Rossi looks on my outside, but no way through there. Jack Miller, though, the Australian in the Pramac, phenomenal start from him there, up into P5 momentarily there. Let's see what our pace is like, and let's see if we can get back past these front 3. I know I've got the race pace, so it's all about patience and making the moves in my own time, being calculated, not rushing into things. It's a long race, 12 laps ahead of us, so we can take it one step at a time and take it very easily as we go into the dry sack for the first time. Miller getting very low on the apex there, very nice move from the Satellite Ducati rider. We're going to go back up the inside though. That's going to be a short lift for him as I retake my 4th place. Yeah, and only going really well so far, and that's Suzuki though, 3rd place, holding it down as I take a little bit too much out of that corner there. Okay, we're now on lap 2, so it's time to start making the overtakes and getting past these guys and retake my 1st place. So straight away, we are going to try and hunt down Andrea Iannone here and try and get back past him. Sector 1 is where I'm strongest, which is the part we've just gone by now. As we now go onto this right-hander onto the back straight, getting very close to the Suzuki rider here. Getting the power down beautifully over the crest onto the back straight. What do we like under braking into the dry sack? Going late on the brakes here. It's a little bit of contact, a little bit too hot on the brakes there. That could have been catastrophic, taking us both out of the race, and that would have been entirely my fault. Luckily though, that didn't happen. Nice run through there. That's going to allow us to get on the inside of Iannone there, and that is us into 3rd place. Lovely move. Andrea left the door wide open, and I just took the position, and that's us into 3rd place and back into the podium contention. Fastest lap of the race from us, 35.2. To be fair, that's a good pace from Dovi. That's half a second faster than his qualifying time, so he's definitely lapping faster in the race, as are the rest of the AI, but we are still the fastest guy around here, so patience is a virtue, but we will catch up to this front 2. Okay, we've definitely got visibly closer on that last lap. Another fast lap of the Grand Prix, 35.1, a tenth faster than the last one. We are really starting to get close now and put the pressure on these guys. Dovi though holding his nerve and not crumbling to the pressure of Marquez here so far, although Marquez is looking for the inside there. Doesn't get quite past him just yet though. A little bit hot into the dry sack there that time round. Just pushing the brakes a little bit too much, pushing the limits of the bike and the grip that extra mile, but we haven't lost too much time because the exit speed that I got was just so good. And there we go, we are now on the back of these two at the final corner. Pretty scruffy exit, just turning a little bit too early there. Had to really open up the bike, but we're now on the back of these two, so we can just watch this battle unfold and try and pick them off one by one. We're going to try and do a bit of a Marquez here. Might leave a little bit late, but it's all about just watching this unfold. If I feel like I can make the moves early on and bolt, then I will. But for now, one step at a time. See, at this point now, we're really knocking on Marquez's door. I'm going to go for the outside, and then I'm going to come back across, getting the power down onto the back straight. Do I dare attempt it into the dry sack? I've not been great on the brakes into there. And probably not. I'll still run wide and Marquez gets the apex. That's how good Marquez is on the brakes. Either way, I feel like the timing is going to be about perfect any second now to go for the move. Probably going on to the next lap, I'd say. Nicely done through there. A little bit wide, not ideal. As we go into Jorge Lorenzo, as I get a bit of a voice crack there. I'm going to go for the wide entry. Bring the bike back across, but unfortunately just pick up a bit of a wheelie, which isn't ideal. And we are a little bit further back than we would like. On to lap 6 now, pretty much half race distance though. Marquez still putting the pressure on Dovi here. But Marquez at the minute is sort of defending and attacking at the same time, as I'm now right behind him. And we are just looking at the move there for a brief second. I am fast through sector 1, which is, this is what it is. And this left-hander especially is what I'm pretty good at. I tend to get a pretty good run through there. And then we're going to really get close like the last lap. Around the outside. I'm going to try and come in a bit earlier this time. And keep it a little bit tighter. Burning that rear tyre up real nice. But we're not really close enough just yet. Okay, this could be the one. We are very close now going into this sort of final sector. Very fast section here. We get on the inside of Mark and make it work beautifully. I'm a little bit wide to the next one, but I'm going to hold it in there. Marquez really trying to make the move as we go into Jorge Lorenzo. A little bit of a love kiss to Dovi there, and that upsets my line for the corner a little bit. Might have thought I put my hand up, bit of a scruffy line, but we still hold on. P2 as we now go above half race distance. And we now hunt down Dovi for P1 here. Very nice one through there, keep it nice and tidy. Oh, that is beautiful, pushing Dovi through the corner there. Do I go for it into Jorge Lorenzo? I'm hot on the brakes. I'm going to bring the bike back up though. On the power, very nice exit here. We're going to drag race Dovi down to turn 1. Can I get it on the brakes? It's going to be close. Dovi gets back up the inside. It's a good little battle there as Dovi responds, but I'm very good through sector 1, so we're going to stay very close with Dovi here. Keeping it nice and tight through the left. And then through here. Oh, just try and squeeze through. It's so close. Dovi putting his bike exactly where he needs it to be. I'm going to look for the inside though into here. And we make it work. I'm a little bit wide mid-apex. That's going to allow Dovi to cut back underneath again. Dovi really not letting this one go without a fight. And I think he's going to hold on for now into the dry sack, because I'm not great on the brakes into the dry sack hairpin, I've got to be honest. So Dovi holds on for a little bit longer here. Good defensive riding from the veteran Italian, who he's been around a fair bit. He knows exactly what he's doing, so credit to him. I'm going to try and pick him off though. Getting the 4th gear in there. Oh, looking for the inside. It's a phenomenal move. I've sort of compromised my exit by staying very tight, keeping it in 3rd gear because I like the drive. I get out of the corner, and we still manage to stay ahead somehow, even with that poor line. And we just get it. Do we hold on? I'm a little bit wide through these corners, missing my apex slightly. I'm onto the Astro turf here. Got to be careful. Dovi's still there on the outside. He's going to come the inside though. He's going to cut back underneath me there. I have to turn out of the corner. Dovi not giving up without a fight here as we go on to lap number 9. AI's race pace definitely a lot stronger than the qualifying pace as we got the inside again, but I'm hot on the brakes. Getting it way too hot there. I'm hot into the dry sack, allowing Marquez through there. He was right on my chuff on the back straight, but we've also got someone else behind us catching up. I don't know who it is, but someone's getting in the front here. Just sort of struggling to make a move stick, because the way that AI overtake, I try to overtake like they do, because when they make the move they sort of barge you out of the way so that you can't really make the move stick. But I go around the outside of Marquez there. That would have been an incredible move if I pulled that off. Not quite though, but at the inside of the next corner though, we make it work beautifully on Marquez there, just slipping through, very sneaky, and we get very close to Dovi here, really putting the pressure on. That's what I'm talking about. This time not pushing Dovi into the corner, down into the Jorge Lorenzo hairpin. This time we shut him off. We get the apex phenomenally beautifully there, and we're now into the lead onto lap number 10. We finally got it. Let's try and convert this now and hold on to this race lead. Crucially, we survived the dry sack. Dovi tried to get on the inside, but couldn't make it work. So now we've got a chance to try and break away now. I'm definitely glad we're going to the last lap of the Grand Prix now, because I can definitely feel I'm struggling on tyres. They are okay, pretty much halfway worn, but I can feel that if I just push the boat a little bit too much, I'm going to go down. And also, I'm definitely not braking as well as I was in qualifying. I'm having to brake a lot earlier, otherwise I'm just not making the apex at all. So it's all about conservation now and trying to bring this one home. Last lap of the Grand Prix, almost fell off there. Just got to be careful with these tyres. Here we go through the final few corners here. Keeping it nice and tidy, nice and steadily done. Into the Jorge Lorenzo hairpin. Nice and tight, nice and cute. On the power, and there we go. We are going to come through to win the Spanish Grand Prix. And our first... Well, I meant to brake and try and pop a wheelie, but instead we popped a high-speed endo and absolutely failed. Yeah, we won the race. Brilliant. So that's 2 in a row now where we've celebrated over the line with a failed wheelie and a failed endo, I guess you could say, but...
While the riders complete their victory lap and return to the Parc Fermé, let's take a look at the final ranking of today's race.
I don't... Anyway, we win the race here at the Spanish Grand Prix ahead of Marquez and Dovi. Pedrosa brings him in P4 and Valentino Rossi in P5. Everybody in that top 5 lap, except for me, lap faster than they did in qualifying. So that's pretty incredible there. So it goes to show the qualifying pace wasn't really true or representative of their lap times. But anyway, we bring it home with the fastest lap and also a pole position, which means we bring home the Grand Slam for this race. So absolutely phenomenal for us. And yeah, I was going to try and really hold on. I still can't believe I absolutely failed there. But anyway, Riders' Championship after that race, we jump up into 3rd place and 20 points behind Dovi and 2 behind Marquez. So we're not looking too shabby here. Coming up for the championship, I'm not really sure. We'll have to wait and see. This race, I definitely feel like might have just been a one-off in terms of my pace. So we'll see what happens. In terms of the Constructors' Championship, we jump into 3rd place, only 2 behind Honda. So doing well, doing really well at the minute. And in terms of the Team Championship, though, we are actually jumping into 3rd place, beating Yamaha after that race. So big points for us, and only 37 behind the Ducatis. So not too shabby there. But realistically, it is going to be a struggle to stay at these lofty heights across all championships. So we'll see how it goes. But anyway, let's get into the bike development and see if we can get any upgrades for the next episode. Right here then, we have 26,000 points, so we can do a double upgrade. So we are going to go straight into the suspension and buy 1 for the hydraulics to try and improve the bike over curbs, and also elasticity to try and improve the overall bike stability, because I feel like this is a very sort of reckless bike and can be very risky at times. Engine power is fine for now. I feel like we're pretty competitive in the straights, which I'm quite surprised with, so I'm not too concerned for now, and we can come back to those later on. But anyway guys, that's going to be it for this episode of the MotoGP Career Mode. If you have enjoyed it, drop a like on the video. Let's try and smash 150 likes for this episode, guys, as a target. Also, do get subscribed for daily Formula 1 and MotoGP content. Check out these 2 videos on screen, and finally, do turn on notifications, guys, to not miss a single upload from me if you're new to the channel. But other than that, guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next episode very soon. Goodbye.